r/TooAfraidToAsk. Young_Merc_ says, why is religion the one thing you aren't allowed to be critical of on the basis of evidence? I don't mean any offense to anybody by this, it just feels weird to me. In general, if somebody says they believe something that there is no evidence of, or substantial evidence against, it seems like everybody's cool with calling that out. For example, if somebody says the earth is flat, nobody really cares when people talk about how there's so much evidence to disprove that, and that the entire belief is based on some really faulty logic. Then, you look to religion, and it seems like as a consensus, at least from what I've seen, that criticizing somebody's religious beliefs is just super off limits. If somebody tells you that they believe in Zeus and the Greek gods, or that they believe in Santa Claus as an adult, and you bring up the fact that there's a ton of evidence proving how silly that is, nobody cares. But if somebody tells you they believe in Christianity, or really any religion, but in the US it's mostly Christianity, that you can't talk about, and you bring up fetus wearing a suit says, the only reason I can think of is because most people are religious. Spray Responsible 9886 says, Australian here. In my lifetime I have met 2 people out of my entire family, friendship base, that are religious. The USA is obviously different for some reason, but religion has never been a thing at all in my life, and not a single friend or family member I know is religious. Pack_Eddie says, the US is definitely more religious than Australia. We are getting less so in time, and it's increasing in speed. Bungo_PLS says, well, you can. The religious will just get mad at you when you do. Alexander_Man says, you are allowed to, though. Ijaj Woodson says, the vast amount of published literature criticizing religion and the US voices of those who criticize religion beg to differ. The Alice Mc3 says, are there many atheist or agnostic mainstream politicians? How often is religion mentioned or referenced in political speech? An_average_Muslim says, I don't think it is off limits at all, especially here on Reddit, as the only thing people want to talk about with me when they know I'm Muslim is how stupid religion is. If you have a valid argument against the existence of a creator, then go ahead and criticize as you wish. I personally won't take offense, as long as respect is an aspect of the discussion, and I'm pretty sure the majority of Redditors would support you regardless of whether your argument makes sense or not anyway. Av.ir_blue3bad says, mostly because belief in religion is not based around evidence, is based in faith. Is also personal and part of someone's life, and there's no reason to be critical of someone's religion to their face, because it is pointless and rude, unless they are wanting to discuss it with you. r/TooAfraidToAsk. Illustrious_Earth_16 says, why is it that what most people consider modern is usually boring and uninspired? You'll see it in most DIY shows. Oh, I painted my walls white for that modern aesthetic. Another example is how app icons have less detail than they used to. I kinda miss the creativity we had a decade ago. I understand this doesn't apply to most people. I was mainly aiming at DIY shows and kitchen nightmares redescins. Fed by Tofu22 says, well, movements are often reactions against previous movements. So modernism is inspired to be simpler and cleaner than previous movements. Little Noodle 1991 says, I don't like messiness/clutter. I want to relax at home and not look a bunch of ugly knickknacks everywhere, or walls that seem to be screaming at me with crazy patterns and bold colors. I'd rather have a few items that I love than a bunch of rubbish I only find meh. Okay. r/TooAfraidToAsk. P. Skulbert says, do people really not have control over their sneezes? Sorry if this is ignorant, but I've heard people with the most obnoxious screams before they sneeze, and I feel like I have no problem controlling mine. Like, what's the deal? And why do some people sneeze 8 times every time, lol? Asgabath says, sneezing is a complex reflex designed to keep our airways safe. It really depends from person to person. I think few people are assholes enough to willingly do obnoxious sneezes in unfit settings. The majority truly can't help it. ADHD and Dragon says, I think some people can hold it in, but I absolutely cannot. It just, frickin' happens. Like I can feel it coming, but I'm 100% powerless to stop the actual sneeze itself. Mysterious Meat 2599 says, my husband says it hurts to hold his in. Sometimes he says it hurts to sneeze, but I'm guessing it hurts worse to hold it in. He always looks like he gets a quick, sharp head pain from them. Can't imagine how he'd feel if he held it in. I on the other hand can hold mine it. They tickle either way, so it's not difficult for me. r/TooAfraidToAsk. Maximum the Almighty says, why do I always wake up with my hands holding my penis? Snorkelbender says, I used to have this problem. Then one day I woke up with the solution in my hand. Alluring_Kiwi says, hormones. Testosterone is greatest in the morning when you wake. Sleep induces testosterone, making you a little horny. While you sleep in the early hours of the morning, then you subconsciously grab your boner before waking up. I do it too. Just means you've got good libido and hormones. British_J says, muscle memory /s. Future_line_4253 says, protecting your package. Worker_1975 says, that's some instinct thing. Keeping him safe. Bretty666 says, because after the operation, you just couldn't let go. Stick Boy says, didn't have toys as a child? Marthastinit_ says, perhaps to warm your hands. Dance Altruistic 2762 says, hands. Okay big fella, no need to boast. r/TooAfraidToAsk. Kanaza says, since Marvel has Thor comics, are there comics in the world where Jesus is a superhero? All_and_your_mind says, there have been several comics, using the broadest definition of that word, about Jesus and other biblical figures. As you can probably imagine, they weren't very action oriented, with Jesus being a pacifist and all. They were mainly a way to make parables and other morality stories more appealing to young readers. It has been a very long time since I've seen one, but I remember them being around when I was a kid. Toast Turtle says, not good ones. Mratoki Dragon says, there was an anime where all the gods lived together or something. I wanted to watch, but I always forget. Like Jesus and Buddha etc. Drool10 says, have you not seen Trump's trading cards? Many of his cult believe he's the second coming. Memerson B says, I think it was revealed Jesus was actually a mutant. Santa is too, and he's one of the most powerful on earth. Habanera Source 3 says, Jesus Christ. Spectre 229 says, isn't that just called the Bible to religious people? Shroomhunter 93 says, get it about another 1000 years and then yay. r/TooAfraidToAsk. Arcady 2009 says, is it normal to feel like the water is like thousands of tiny needles pricking your skin when you have a shower? I figure maybe this goes under health/medical. I hate showers because the water droplets sting like needles. I'm not allergic to water and the water flow isn't heavy. Am I just complaining about something that is normal for everyone? Like maybe everyone else gets used to it and doesn't notice it? Mbia says, I'm not a doctor, but I can still say this isn't normal. You could have an autoimmune disease or maybe heat is a trigger for you. Is this only with hot showers or cold ones too? Either way, I think you should go to a doctor and a dermatologist as soon as possible. Sort of Getting By says, you might try changing your shower head to a rainflow type that simulates a gentle rain shower with lower water pressure and large droplets. Uncle Frosky says, depends on the water pressure and the shower head setting. I have experienced that, and I just changed the shower head setting. MadClam97 says, I hate showers because the water droplets sting like needles. I would definitely talk to a doctor and you'll probably get a referral to see a dermatologist. Fordman100 says, it's not normal. See a doctor and have them do a CBC on your blood. It could be something to do with the nerves in your body. But _I_digress_ says, this sounds like it could be a sensory or nerve issue. Definitely not normal. I think the shower feels amazing to most people. Design in Z World says, try changing the shower head setting. My BF likes jet, but I can only handle the rain setting. If that doesn't help, go see a document. That's all for this video. Was it good? I know not, for I'm a robot. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. This video is the product of an automated process.